Hello beautiful people and welcome to my channel. If this is your first time here, welcome. If you're returning, it's great to see you again. In today's video, you'll receive my channeled message plus a page from the Daily Angel Guidance book and also a card from the Universal Love Healing deck. Please note that this is a collective group message, so it may not align with you today, and that's simply okay. Come back tomorrow where the message may resonate more with what you need to know. Now, is your therapist healthy for you? This particular topic may ruffle some feathers and it may upset some people. It is not my intention to do that. This is simply offering a perspective and another way of looking at something that you may not have looked at as yet. It really is important to ask that question. Is the person that you're seeking to support you to overcome whatever mental health issues you have, what emotional concerns you have, that they are really the right person for you? They're the right fit for you. It's not about just accepting and going, oh yeah, I'm seeing a therapist, so you're just going through the motions. It really is about you going, are they healthy for me? Are they getting me the results that I want? Are they getting me to whichever path I want to be on? Are they getting me to be the best version of me? Are they getting me to be healthier within myself so I can go and live my best life? These are the questions that I hope today's message really does trigger for you. So is your therapist healthy for you? So let's get into the message. And it's going there more about questions for you. So planting some seeds and really allowing you to look at things on a much deeper level. Let's go. Please endeavor, if something I share with you ruffles your feathers, take a deep breath and keep yourself open to hearing it, okay? This is not about judgment of anyone in particular. This is purely me offering you a perspective that you may not have looked at. So honor yourself and endeavor to stay as open as you can to hearing what I'm about to share with you, okay? Have you been seeing a therapist for a while now and not feeling like you're getting much from your sessions? I've heard that a lot. Do you feel empowered and positive after a session, or do you leave feeling flat? Do you feel like there's light at the end of the tunnel, or only darkness ahead? Do you feel heard, seen, and not judged? Or do you feel like you just go there and just talk? Do you receive guidance to get to know why you feel the way you do? And are you learning more about you? Are you learning about your childhood blueprint? How much are you learning from your sessions? Yeah? Have you set clear intentions with your therapist? So what are you going there for? What are you wanting to gain? Have you set clear intentions and boundaries for your therapist? What do you want to gain from your sessions? Have you given that any thought? Are you after long-term results or are you after quick results? You choose. Or are you just going in the hope that you might feel better? I hope not. I hope that you're going and whoever you're seeing, there are very clear intentions that you want. What do you want to gain from a session? Are you just going there just to speak? How does that get you to move forward? Have you addressed the emotional pain and trauma attached to what you have endured? Or are you speaking about what you experienced? So are you going to your therapist and just rehatching what you endured, the stories of what you've been through in your life, without getting any clarity or any results as to why that particular situation, that event, that experience is impacting you? How much of what you've suppressed have you brought to the surface? We suppress stuff because it's too painful to deal with, too emotionally painful to deal with at the time. So we push it away till we're strong enough to really bring it to the surface and look at it. At what point are you willing to do that for you? Suppressed stuff does not just stay suppressed. And when you really do understand that and recognize that and acknowledge that, it's when you're ready to go, you know what? I'm ready to really look at what I've suppressed that was too painful once in my life. I'm now ready to really work through that, heal and release it. To feel sad, depressed, anxious, overwhelmed, lost, they're all emotions, right? So if you're only speaking about the experience or what you endured, how are you then really addressing the emotions attached to what you endured? Are you speaking about that? Because that's what's emotionally impacting you, right? Feeling sad, feeling depressed. And those emotions are attached to what you endured. So if you're only speaking about the story and you're rehatching and reliving what you endured, how are you actually addressing the emotional trauma attached to what you endured? Does that make sense? Because that's what we need. That's the pain that you've suppressed, is the emotion attached to what you endured. Because clearly you're speaking about what you went through, so that's not suppressed. It's the emotional attachment to what you experienced that's suppressed. Are you bringing that to the surface? Is your therapist really getting you to understand how to manage your emotions attached to what you endured? Or are your emotions managing you? More than likely, your emotions are managing you. Wouldn't you like to be the manager of your emotions? So then you have the ability to decide how it impacts you? It is time to heal and release all the suppressed emotional pain attached to what you endured. Whatever you experience, whatever you have gone through, it's time to really look at how that has made you feel. That emotional pain and trauma. That's what needs to come to the surface, because that's what's suppressed. And that's what needs to be healed and released and really looked at. And there's specific tools that enable someone to really look at it, because it's about how you look at what you endured and the perspective. Are you willing to allow all of that emotional pain to continually manage and control your life? Which means if there is a person involved, they still have control over you. And the worst thing about it is they don't even know it. Are you willing to allow them to continuously take hold over your life? Hell no. And that's where the power of using anger comes into play. Because when we're angry, we're very powerful. We feel empowered. We can overcome so many challenges in life when we're angry. So that's part of what I implement for people to be able to move forward. How long are you willing to keep investing your time and your money into therapy and into a therapist that may not be healthy for you? That therapy is not assisting you to become the best version of self so that you can live your best life. Are you living your best life right now? And yet you're investing, you're doing the work, you're investing time and money into you, yet you're not getting the results. How long are you willing to do that? Clearly who you are seeing are not right for you. They're not the right fit. So go and search and find that one who is the right fit for you, where you are going to get the results you're after. Be the victor of your life and take back emotional management of you. Stop allowing your emotions to manage you. You got a choice. And I know the message slightly digressed, but it's so important that if you're seeing someone and they're not addressing your emotions attached to what you endured, then those emotions stay suppressed, continuously being triggered and impacting you moving forward. Are you willing to keep investing and not getting the results? I know I wouldn't. So I hope that this has offered you a different perspective, and a perspective that you may not have looked at. You have every right to request and set intentions with who you're paying to assist you. No difference to if you were seeing a personal trainer. If you weren't getting the results because you can physically, tangibly see them, would you keep paying them? I doubt it. You'd be going, they're not working for me. So why would you do that for internal work? What, because you can't tangibly see it? So ask yourself, is your therapist healthy for you? All right. I hope that you're all still with me and that none of you have taken this, that you've really stayed open to hearing this, because this may be the game changer that you need in order to move forward. Especially if those of you who watched yesterday's video with Childhood Blueprint, I explained a little bit of what we've endured. So how much of your childhood are you discussing, but you're not looking at your younger self's emotional attachment to what you endured? Because that, your younger self is waiting. Okay, what message have we got? Leave the details to God, to the divine. It is so important to allow yourself to be guided and not to think about what you need in life, to feel what you need. Feel it on a deep level. So leave the details to God and entrust in the divine, and that you are guided. And this may be a bit too out there for you. So, I'm going to read the words and see what else comes up, and I hope to put them in more an analytical perspective or a logical, rather than maybe what you're feeling is a little bit too religious or too spiritual. I really want to give you something for those of you who are not on that path at all. So let's go. Close your eyes with me and let's take a deep breath, just so we can absorb the words from this message. Beloved one, we angels see you worry about making progress in your life. Oh, okay. You're too much stepping in the way. We're here to reassure you that your every prayer is overseen by powerful beings who are at work on your behalf. Now, let's shift the word from prayers to intentions and manifesting, okay? So there are some of you that are really wanting to manifest and setting intentions, that you really want to shift your life and you're sick of feeling the way that you do, yeah? This is really more or less saying, get out of the way. You're too much in it, which is holding you back. You're too much looking at the hows, how-tos, rather than just allowing stuff to flow, yeah? All the details of these efforts are inconsequential and certainly not worth worrying about. Yes, it's true that you feel more in control of your life when you know what's happening. Absolutely. But understanding has many levels depending on whether you focus on lower or higher energy issues. The lowest levels occur when people believe that they must take away from others in order to meet their needs. This is based on the belief that there's a limited supply and competition is necessary. The highest level, in contrast, is best described as joyful faith, a carefree and true surrender to the divine. People with this focus understand that once a prayer has been made, or an intention or a manifest has been made, right? Divine is in charge of all the details and will guide them to take action if necessary to help things along. This is true teamwork and spirit. So meaning for you, if you're someone that has manifested or set intentions, sometimes you are too much in the way by looking at how are you going to do it? What are you going to do to attain that? This is asking that you allow it to evolve. Get out of your way. Get out of your own way. For some of you, I'm getting that you're so much in your head, it's holding you back. It's time to go inward. rather than be in your head, because that's what holds you back and tells you porky pies. Go inward. Really feel your way. Feel what feels right. So regarding the therapist, is your therapist healthy for you? Don't think about the answer, because you're going to come up with all these stories. Go inward and feel. So allow yourself to be guided, not logically telling you to think, oh yeah, I think they're all right for me. What do you feel when you go and see your therapist? Do you feel great when you leave? Do you feel like you're getting results? And this is not about the individual therapist. I am not having comments. It's not about them. This is about you asking you, are you getting what you need? Are you moving forward, or have you been seeing the same therapist for 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, like some of my clients? And are you getting, your tablets increased, or are they decreasing? Now, some of you, if you're not liking what you're hearing, then and I respect that. But it's like, what have you endured that you haven't emotionally really come and healed? And this is so much about getting out of your own way and leaving it up to what you feel to be guided. Yeah? Let's go back to thought of the day. I surrendered to divine and the angels any worries about how my prayers and desires will come true. So I'm going to say surrender to self. Yeah? So surrender to you and allow yourself to be guided, not by this, by your gut, by your heart. What does that feel? What is that saying to you? Some of you are so much in your head, and let me ask you this, how is your head serving you thus far? Is it taking you out? Is it creating stories? Is it causing you to have fear? What fear have you got? Why are you so fearful to step forward? What's the worst that can happen? I had a few people reach out to me from yesterday's video and saying, they're not in a good headspace. And I go, okay, identify. Is it your head or is it your gut? Is it your emotional state? What is it? Identify. Because when you can identify, that's a beginning. That's not saying, I don't know why I feel like this. The answers are all within us. We just have to allow ourselves to find it rather than go straight to, I don't know. Because that's this. Yeah? So, let's keep moving on. And today I've got 2 cards. Okay. Fear. Hello. Yes. Some of you may be shutting down or not wanting to hear what I've got to say due to fear. What if you find your truth? What if you start to heal? What if you start to feel better? What happens? How many of you ask that what if question on a daily basis? That is where your thoughts are managing you. I spoke about emotional management, and it's no different to mindset management or your thoughts management. Who manages your thoughts? Do your thoughts manage you, or do you manage your thoughts? Do you have the skills to be able to be aware and identify at a conscious level the thoughts that aren't serving you very well? Are you even aware of what thoughts keep playing on in your head? Or have you just gone, they're just there and you've just accepted them? It's up to you to take management of you. It takes work. There's 2 types of people. There are the people that want to be the victors and they want to manage their emotional and mindset state. And then there are the people that struggle, and I'm going to say victims, that they allow, and you may not like this, And this is really, I have fear right now sharing this. And when I say allow, I'm not saying conscious awareness, but their thoughts are taking them out and managing them. And there are people that don't feel they have the ability or the choice to manage their emotional and mindset state. I respect that, because it is shoved in our face from society every bloody day that we don't have a choice. There is something wrong with you. I'm getting hot now. The energy is coming into the room. And I know why, because now I'm touching on things that are a little bit uncomfortable. We all have the ability, and it's up to you whether you choose it. It is not easy. It takes commitment, and we don't know this stuff. So many people don't know what they don't know. And let's face it, society says, you know, there's all these things wrong with us. We've got stuff going on. It's okay to not be okay. There are all these things that just keep cementing that it's okay to feel shit and not to question it. I don't understand that. I spoke about it yesterday. Why would you settle for feeling shit? And why be okay with that and go, oh, I've got this? Why not question? Why? We really need to bring our childhood self back. When we were from 2, generally kids from about 2 to 3, they start with the why. Kids are clever. They don't assume anything. They just ask the question. And if adults got that beautiful gift back, we may not be so consumed with all the BS that is out in the external world. Because we would question it, right? We'd go, no, why? Why? Rather than settle for, I don't know. I don't know. And we just leave it. We just accept. Fear is what holds a lot of people back. And they like us to be fearful. Because when we're fearful, we don't ask why. We just go, what if? So let's read what the card fear has. All right. Fear. Before I read this message, if you'd like to close your eyes, take a deep breath with me. Fear is preventing you from living and experiencing your true potential. Yeah, absolutely. Perhaps you have tried to suppress your fear, but this has simply locked it away inside you. And has cast a kind of invisible shadow over your life. Absolutely. Fear is not necessarily a bad thing. A bit of it is good for us. Absolutely. But when our fears blow out of proportion, become irrational and start to control our lives, then it is time to face and heal them. Rather than suppressing your fears, let them surface. Face them one at a time. Give them your undivided attention. Acknowledge and love them. Observe and talk to them. Embrace them. With practice, love and patience, each fear will dissolve and transform to light. The healing power of love will then fill your heart and mind and thoughts, and you shall come to know and trust that you are always safe. For you are an immortal, eternal child of the universe, an immortal, eternal soul of love. When you can overcome all of your what ifs, and rather than go, what if I fall? Say to self, what if I fly? When you're consciously aware that you have the ability to flip it, and instead of always reverting to negative, you revert to positive, that's a skill. And that's when you know that you manage your thoughts. It takes conscious awareness. It takes practice to make permanent. And still, yeah, I trip up every now and then. However, I have the skill to catch myself far greater and faster than so many other people. Wouldn't you like that skill? You can have it too. There's nothing to say that you cannot. You just have to choose it. And that fear, what fear is holding you back from being the best version of you? Listening. Listening to self. What is self telling you right now as you're hearing this video? Is there thoughts taking you out saying Kat's full of shit? Kat doesn't know. Kat has no clue what I've been through. Kat, that's bullshit. Kat, how dare you? Kat, what thoughts are going through your head about me right now? Are they saying, I've got no clue what you've been through? No, I don't know how you feel. I would never claim that. I have my own stories that I've endured. I have my own pain and trauma that I endured in my life. It's not about comparison. It's not about comparing. It's up to you whether you want to choose to hold on to and keep suppressing the emotional attachment to what you endured, or to face it head on and go, I'm not allowing this to impact my life moving forward. I'm done. I got goals and dreams that I want to chase. Just as I'm doing this video today, this topic, and sharing what I'm sharing, absolutely I have moments of fear, of judgment, that you're not going to be happy. You're going to say all those things. How dare I? I'm pushing through them. Because if it hits one person, then it was worth it. And so what are you not listening to that your body is telling you? Is your body now saying, no, the person that I'm seeing is not doing what I need them to do for me? I am not getting to know me any better. I'm not understanding why I feel the way I feel. Are you listening? Listen to what your body is telling you right now, because that's your truth, not this. Why wouldn't you want to go and live your best bloody life? I do not understand that. And I will not respect that. I just go, why? We have the gift of life. And we should honor that life and live our best life, not settle for mediocre and feeling shit and be okay with it, even worse. And to top it off, you're paying someone to assist you and you're not getting the results. Listen to what your body is telling you. And maybe it's saying to listen to what I am sharing with you. Sorry, that's just come through. Be open. Life is not one dimension. It is not one angle. Look at it from every other angle. I'm not saying my angle is correct. I'm not saying that. I'm not implying that. However, I know this stuff works because of where I am today. And for the hundreds of people that I have worked with throughout the years, where they are today. So what do you want for you? Okay, let's go to listening. You are about to receive an important message from your higher self, or alternatively from someone dear to you who has passed into the realm of the spirit world. I'm going to say, and also not necessarily that, but someone in your current world. It could even be me today. Yeah? The information you receive will clarify and shed light on something important to you. Over the coming days, try to relax and switch off from the outside world at times. Bring your focus within and listen out for intuitive whispers that flow through your mind, or feelings that swell up from within your heart center. When the time is right, you will know. It is often when you least expect it. So for some of you, it's time. It's time to really bring up all of those suppressed emotions attached to what you've endured in life, and to consciously choose to heal from them. Because why they still bound you, yeah? If there is a person involved, that person still manages you. They are still impacting your life on a daily basis. Are you going to consciously choose to allow that to keep happening? And yes, this message sounds like I have digressed. It is still relevant to your therapist, and I am offering you a perspective in which your therapist should be working with you. I hope that you request them to really look at the emotional attachment to what you've endured, because it's that may well be holding you back and impacting you and making, causing you to feel depressed, anxious, overwhelmed. I hope that you gain something little from today, and I hope that you are able to stay open. And I also hope that you didn't feel any judgment. This was not directed at anyone in particular. Nobody. This is just offering a perspective. Maybe a view that you've not looked at as yet. Because remember, you matter. You matter. You are your most valuable asset. So invest in you every day. And some of you have been doing that and still not getting the results. So don't settle for a therapist that is not serving your highest ability. I want to thank you for spending your time with me, as I respect your time is most valuable. So thank you. And if you enjoyed today's video, I'd be so grateful if you would like the video, subscribe to my channel, and also click on the notifications bell so you'll be notified when I upload tomorrow's cat's message of the day. So thank you for sticking around with this maybe controversial, little bit of ruffled feathers topic. And know that this is not about anybody. This is just me offering you a perspective that you'd not looked at maybe before. So for today, take care of you.